Alright, guys, welcome back to the second episode. This is the Immigrant Experience. With me, I have my friend from last time, Danny Minami.
Oh, hello, guys.
So, before we start, because the first time when we did the first recording, I didn't really introduce you and Sean that well, and I didn't really let you introduce yourself. So, Sean's not here today, but why don't you introduce yourself for everybody?
So hi guys. My English name is Danny. I go by Minami also. I'm not really good at introducing myself. I'm a college student. I also teach at a college, a different college than the one that I attend. Recently I've been doing Twitch streaming as well. So yeah. I'm not really good at introducing myself.
Tell me what is your background like, ethnicities and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
I'm mixed as hell.
Yeah.
I am mixed as hell. So the one thing in common my parents have from last time, I'm pretty sure you guys, if you guys listen to it, you know. Both of my parents are of Puerto Rican origin, but my mother has Italian, French, and Spaniard ancestry, and my father has Japanese, Korean, Filipino, and Tibetan ancestry. Yeah.
That is immense. Okay, alright, so let me see. Last time we were talking about, if I remember correctly from what I just listened to, it was about trap. Because this episode, I want to focus more on the LGBTQ community, because I don't really know anything about it. Like, I have a lot of friends like you, part of that community, but I don't really know anything about it. So the last thing we were talking about was traps.
Yeah.
Because you said people have called you traps in the past before.
Yeah, like it's a word that people. It's mostly in like the anime community that this is used.
Yes,
yeah,
that's true.
So that's something that like I don't really like to see. I mean, I don't really like mingling with that community in the first place because of how like degenerate they can be.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, one of the words that they use when they were referring to like, it's either like male characters dressed up as girls or like a very, very feminine looking male character, and they don't realize it until like someone says something about it in like the show or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where like the word originated from, like, oh, it's a trap, like, oh, you think it's a girl, but it's not.
It's a guy, yeah. I use that a lot every time I watch an anime.
But it's when you apply it to people, it's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like when you apply it to like, especially like trans women, like it's super disrespectful because it's like we're not, like we get the origin of the word, but also it's like you're weaponizing it. It's like we're not a trap. We're not trying to trap you. We're not trying to trick you. We're not trying to confuse you. We're just living our lives, our authentic self, like who we are. And it's, I don't know how much else like to say. Like it's not a good word to use with real people. Like you can use it on your anime characters all you want. Like that's fine. Like they're not real people. They don't have emotions or whatever. But low key, like that. Also, the mentality of it is also not okay.
Like I'm not part of the anime. Like I love anime, but I'm not part of like the anime community. Right. So like when I see like an anime character, and so like, oh, that's a trap. But like it's mostly like mocking and like making fun of them. So I see your point of view is like I wouldn't really use it towards like a real person. With my anime fictional character, yeah, it's just having fun.
Yeah.
But like with people and stuff like that, like I wouldn't really use it like that.
But even then, if you're using it to have fun, it kind of like, it's like putting the idea in your head that it's like, oh, this is something to laugh at.
Yeah.
Where it's like I don't like I've seen scenes in like anime and like other like J dramas, K dramas and stuff where it's like a guy will go after this girl and then they find out that it's not a girl and they turn it into like a comedy thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if the instance was like that girl really liked the guy and then the way that he reacts, it's very
from the other perspective,
the other person would feel. Like that's what really like gets me.
Yeah, because in anime,
in that situation.
Yeah, because when I see it in anime, it's like they show the other perspective too, from like the girl that's really a guy, and you know, like they usually trying to like they know they're not, like they know they're gonna react that way, so they're trying to do it on purpose.
For a guy.
Yeah. So that's how that's like the only time, because I don't really watch K dramas or J dramas or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so like, when it comes to you, because when we met, like when I met, I always thought you were transgender.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember we were talking, and you said no. Like at first, I thought I was gay, and then
it was so my journey was just
transition.
a whole string of like I had to come out like 5 times because I just didn't have it straight.
Yeah.
And that's okay for people too. Like a lot of people in the LGBTQ community go through that, especially nowadays where we have more resources to understand more complex identities.
Yeah.
So at first, you know, I came out in 7th grade. I came out. This is gonna be like a little bit iffy,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not really support this, but it was kind of like I did it out of my own like fight or flight response, safety. I knew I was gay, but I came out as bisexual to kind of see if that would like lessen the backlash that I would get. It didn't. So after that, I think it was in high school was the first time that I actually said like, yeah, no, I'm gay. Like I like guys and I only like guys,
Yeah.
right? But that didn't really like, because there were other gay guys in high school with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel like I was the same in that same group. There was something about me that I wasn't like them.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I was very secure and I was very comfortable in being hyper feminine, like really, really girly.
Yeah.
And they, you know, a lot of gay guys can be pretty feminine at times, but I was like more feminine and not really identifying with like gay culture sometimes. I mean, I know my history now. Like I talk to a gay guy, we can shoot shit like nothing. But yeah, there was just something that inside me that I knew that I was not like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was 2013, 2014, so I was about a senior in high school. No, it was after high school actually, because I remember senior year, my one friend came up to me. You know, we were really good friends for 2 years. She moved to Lodi 2013, the year before, so junior year. I had known her for 2 years, and she came up to me. She's like, "Do you think that you might be trans?" She asked me that,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "You know what? Maybe."
Wait, so you already knew in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Because we met in college.
We did meet in college. It was something that I had considered, but I didn't really cement myself around it because I'm like, I could be, but like I was thinking about it. I was like, could I be this? Like, could I be transgender? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I like I was telling you, and with Sean too. It's like because Sean met you before me.
Yeah.
Like I knew you from the Filipino
yeah.
but we never really talked.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I saw you, I was like, okay, he's a transgender girl, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then I remember when we started meeting, it's like, no, I'm gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gay. I like my guys, blah blah. I was like, oh, okay, because like I still don't understand the difference between, because I know like a gay guy is still a guy.
Yeah.
That's interested in guys. The transgender girl is obviously a guy.
Yeah, someone who's assigned male at birth, and then they realize that they don't identify with being a boy
man,
or a man, and they transition.
Yeah, exactly. So so I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't say much because, like I said, like I don't understand the community. That's why I got you here. But I think that was my second year in college. So when did you decide? Okay, I am not gay. I am transgender.
So the next step was about 2015, 2016, where I was talking with one of my gaming friends. I had a whole group of gaming friends online that I don't know them in person. We just met from games and stuff like that. And at the time, they were non-binary, so they didn't identify with any gender themselves. They were very educated on it. It was around the era where like. And I'm not saying this in like a negative way because obviously I'm not on that side of the coin. But when Tumblr was a big thing with social justice warriors, so-called social justice warriors that they call it, then nowadays that's just like you have human decency and you know your shit, right?
Yeah.
And a big part of it was trans identity and people who were not cisgender, who were not like comfortable with the gender that they were assigned or born as, whatever you want to call it. So I was talking with them and they said to me, you sound like you could be gender fluid, that you kind of shift between the two. And I said, you know what?
Wait.
Sounds pretty accurate.
What do you mean, like you?
So it's like at times you identify as male, and at times you identify as female.
So you do identify as a man?
At that time.
Oh, at that time. Okay.
This is 2016.
Okay,
yeah. So
time.
I was comfortable with that at that time because there were times that I felt like maybe I wanted to be a little masculine or look a little masculine or whatever, right? It wasn't until 2018 that I kind of unpacked that, and I was like, it's fun to dress up as a guy, but I don't feel like one.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to put on this... I thought of it more like a costume.
Like a cosplay.
To dress up like a guy.
Yeah, like a cosplay.
And to act masculine. It felt like a costume. So I said, you know what? I don't think I'm gender fluid. Like, I think I'm just like a binary trans woman. Like, I'm a girl. I'm a woman. Yeah. That's it. And it didn't take me... it took me until a certain situation that happened to me that year with a certain someone to make me realize this. And I think you know who I might be talking about, but I'm not sure.
Wait, is it the short one or the tall one?
The short one.
The short one nation or the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Him. That he's kind of the one that kind of pushed me to like go all in.
Okay.
And I mean this in like a not a good way. Like he didn't really push me. He like mentally forced me to do it.
Okay.
After I did it, and I did it for the right reasons, like I did it for myself and not for him.
Yeah.
I felt so happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Because let me ask you this, because I also remember you saying, I do not like gay men. I like straight men. Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is, I don't want to come up, I don't want to come out like disrespectful or anything.
Right.
Because in my mind is, so I am a straight man, right? What I like, it's a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
born woman, identifies as a woman, blah, blah, and all that. As a straight man, I'm not really attracted to transgender girls. You know, not because it's just how I am.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, a lot of guys that are straight, they also think the same way. There are some that, yes, they like to experiment and all that, and they say, yeah, we'll go for a transgender woman. So why wouldn't it be easier to find love with a gay man? Like, what is the difference between dating a gay man and dating a straight man?
Gay men don't like women. Gay men will never be with the trans women.
Seriously?
Yes.
Even if they have the same...
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
I have been with a lot of men who, know who I am, know everything about me, know that I, TMI, I still have my parts, I'm not getting rid of them. I'm trying to see how I can describe this really well, because I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know how to put it into words.
Because when you told me
if
that...
you're a straight man, you like women, you might be like sexually attracted to women who look a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. If you saw a woman and you didn't know, you could not... some people like to say, "Oh, I can tell if she's trans or whatever because they look a little."
I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those.
That first of all, that's super disrespectful that you're trying to clock them like that. Second of all, like it shouldn't matter.
And not even that. It's like how can you even tell? Like me,
even cis women can look. I'm sorry, but even cis women can look busted.
Yeah.
So you cannot even use that. Like that's not a defense.
You see, the thing with me will be, okay, so I found a girl like that, right?
Yeah. And
that's fine, but if she decided to keep that part and we go that far and I see that and she didn't tell me that, like she kept playing it off like she didn't have her male parts and everything, then I will be completely turned off.
That at that point, if you're dating for that long or whatever, it's her responsibility to tell you.
Exactly.
So that's my personal standpoint.
Yeah.
So what I will say though, because this is something that's agreed upon by everybody in the trans community. If you're not intending on pursuing a relationship, dating or sexual, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't ask what's in our pants because that's rude. Like it's our business.
Exactly. That's why I'm like.
Like if you're just
like I just don't know.
Like, you don't say that. Like that's.
It's like I'm not gonna go up to someone's like, do you have a vagina? Or do you have balls?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm not gonna go and say that,
you wouldn't do that to like a straight person, a cisgender person. Like you don't do that to trans people.
Exactly.
However, if you are dating, that's a different scenario in my eyes. Some trans people might the radicals, like the crazy ones.
Because if you're dating, like nowadays, you have sex before you even start dating.
Sometimes.
So
yeah.
you will know from the get go before you're dating that.
Which is why,
you know,
like in my experience, if I am pursuing a guy,
yeah,
I usually like after we talk for a little bit, like I always usually like okay, so 90% of the guys that I end up with are from dating apps.
yeah,
First of all, my info is already there.
yeah.
They can see that I am transgender as soon as they click my profile.
Yeah.
But for safety reasons, I don't want to get murdered by a crazy straight guy who like has some vendetta against trans women because this has happened before. Look up the news. I always double check by after we're like chatting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, so just so you know I'm transgender, right? And they'll be like, yeah, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm non-operational, right? And they're like, yeah. So once I get the all clear, I'm like, okay, so this guy's good. I'm fine.
All right, cool.
And that's a big stipulation that I always check onto because I actually just had a guy before you came to pick me up for the podcast text me like, oh, are you pre-op? So there are pre-op transgender people, which means before sex reassessment surgery. That means before they get their vaginoplasty, before they get breast implants, all of that stuff. Post-op is after they've had all of that.
Okay.
So after they've had breast augmentation, after they've had their vaginoplasty to get their vagina and everything.
Okay.
And then there's people like me who are non-operational, which for one reason or another, whether they chose to or they physically or medically cannot transition through surgery.
Okay.
I'm choosing not to. I'm very comfortable in my body.
Yeah.
I will say that I did do hormones for 6 months. That's something that I did do.
Yeah.
But as far as going under the knife, I don't want any part of that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what is the reason you don't want to do that?
I've never really had. So this is another key factor that a lot of like binary trans people and like non-binary people kind of butt heads on. And I'm not saying like all binary trans people are like this. I'm saying the really like radical ones.
Yeah.
So the ones who don't believe that non-binary and like other genders are valid or are they real.
Mm-hmm.
The really disrespectful trans people, but they're like, oh, you need to experience dysphoria with your body to be trans. Like you have to hate your body that you're born in to be trans. I don't. I'm very comfortable with like my genitalia and everything. Like I wouldn't even think about like getting rid of it.
Really? Okay.
I used to only because I thought I would never end up with someone because of it when I was younger. But now I'm 25 and I'm experiencing the world, and there are straight guys out there who really just don't care if you have a vagina or a penis.
Yeah, because I can tell you I'm just not one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't know, because technically you're my only friend that is transgender. I have a lot of lesbian friends. And I have a lot of gay friends. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I know one. Maybe one. Because I remember when I was growing up, I watched a lot of anime growing up in DR. Because like anime is like a big thing in Latin America. So I always saw those type of shows, like those type of animes that have like the yaoi element. In them, not necessarily like full on sex, but just like
romantic stuff,
exactly like romantic stuff, exactly. So I was never like off by it because like when I come here, and it's like such a sensitive topic with Americans, and I don't know, maybe if it's just because I was raised in the art, because the art it's very machismo.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how do you say that in English?
Machismo. It's like toxic masculinity.
Exactly, very masculine, very masculine. You know, like.
But I want to separate it only because machismo is very like culturally specific to like, Latin America.
Yeah. But I was raised by a woman. I was, and I remember growing up. My mom had a friend that was, transgender. But I don't know if it was transgender. What's the difference between like a transgender person and transsexual? Because I thought it was the same thing.
So yeah, and a lot of people still think that, and I kind of get confused. But I think it's just general ignorance that people don't know the difference. So transsexual
I'm sorry.
is an so transgender is an umbrella term.
Okay.
Transgender can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
So transgender can mean a transgender woman, who means, you know, they were assigned male and transitioned into a woman.
Yeah.
Or born female, transitioned into a man. So those are binary trans people.
Okay.
And then non-binary trans people are people who just identify as, you know, gender non-conforming, non-binary. They use they them pronouns a lot of the time, or new age pronouns like z them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They just don't identify with being male or female at all, right?
Yeah.
Transsexual specifically refers to a subset of binary trans people who feel very dysphoric and get sex reassessment surgery. Like, it's a very specific case. Like, transsexual women
also they do get the
usually
surgery.
they are the ones who, and it's an identity thing too, because some transgender women who get sex reassessment surgery might not necessarily identify as transsexual, but all transsexuals usually have some sort of surgery.
Oh, okay. So she was transgender, not transsexual.
Okay.
And you know, so like I grew up just looking at that like it was normal, and to me now, like I just say, like it's whatever, you know, it's normal. I don't.
You don't question it.
It's like I don't.
It's not weird to you.
It's like it's not weird to me. Like because I come here and even in the yard I will see it. So like I will see some men that will never let a transgender person like touch them or being seen with them and blah 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 and all of that, but not in my family. And here is the same thing, but it's like so. I don't know if it's the right term, radical. Like it's so extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand it. Do you think you can elaborate for me? Because you were born here, I wasn't.
Right.
So like I just don't understand that extreme perception.
Honestly, it has to be tied to culture, which has been influenced by media and government.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of the Republicans in this country just really like to talk smack on the LGBTQ community. They think we shouldn't exist. They think we shouldn't have rights. Da 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 da. And that influences some people to think the way that they think.
Yeah.
And especially if their families are tied to either that party of politics or extreme forms of Christianity. Also, they don't generally like the LGBTQ community either. They form that kind of mindset where it's like, it's not okay if you're gay, it's not okay if you're trans, all this other stuff. And they just can't seem to shake themselves out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like until it happens to them, they won't understand.
Yeah, because ignorance is just, man, it's like the killer of thinking. You know, it's just so stupid because, like I said, like just growing up with that stuff and seeing people like that, like I don't understand it, but that just doesn't give me the right to come and kill you or try to get you down and, you know, be the reason for you to suicide yourself. Because this is I just as a person, I don't understand that you're here to learn from one another. And then when I move here and I see all that, it's like, wow. Okay, but then I see the LGBTQ community. It's like they're also very extreme with their beliefs.
Some.
Yeah, because like, at least from what I see on the media, and like I watch primarily like Democrat media. You know what I'm saying? Like very liberal media that I watch, and sometimes I'm just like I saw this speech like on the gay parades. I've always wanted to go to one, but I always feel like they always go so far. We're like trying to tell everyone the perspective and say like this is how you're supposed to think, and like to throw themselves at other people, you know? Because like yes, I don't have to be like telling you verbally of anything like how you should feel. Me like, you know, like you're gay, that's fine, you can be gay, but I also don't think that the LGBT community should be telling people what to do, you know, like a back and forth. And like I see it a lot from the non-gay community, and then I see it a lot from the LGBT.
Yeah, it kind of has turned into like a war.
Like a war,
sides. So as someone who is a part of the community, when I see things like that pop up in the media, like gay pride parades or just like more representation in media, I feel happier than I did when I was younger.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
get
bet.
any of that representation in media.
Yeah.
So when I see a show that has, that features it, I mean, it's more common now to see shows that feature gay couples
Yeah.
or like gay characters and trans people, especially now, is starting to become a thing.
Yeah. I think the first one was Ellen on the TV show.
Yeah, she was the first one to like publicly come out as a lesbian.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell came out after not long after her, and
so
it was something that was touched up upon, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that was normalized.
Yeah.
It was something that was still treated like a novelty, like this is a luxury to have this character who is a lesbian or a gay guy or whatever.
Not even after graduating high school, because I think I graduated in 2012, and I think I started seeing more gay and transgender people in TV after, I think, 2015.
I want to say the same.
Like 2015 with Orange is the New Black, when they had that transgender. I think she's Dominican. The black. Well, she's got a transgender woman.
Laverne Cox.
Yeah. That was the first time I saw like a full-on, transgender person that's
on TV.
that was main of the part of the main cast. I was like, that's dope. Yeah, but so let me ask you.
And I will say, because you mentioned like, I didn't see that until 2015.
Yeah.
I do think that politics and media both have a sway in that kind of form of thing.
Yeah.
I want you to know that the summer of 2014 is when Barack Obama finally legalized nationwide.
Same-sex marriage. Same-sex marriage. So exactly, it was around that time. It was around that time. So let me see, because I didn't. You know what? I'm so dumb. I did not write any other questions, like, because I didn't write any other questions because I had another podcast and me and my friend was like, oh, we had to bring someone, and he's usually the one that comes up with the questions, and like in my mind I wanted to have this, and I was like. But I never wrote the questions. I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. I had the questions in my mind. But now that we're actually doing this, it's like, I don't remember.
You just wrong it. You don't have anything in front of you. Right?
Exactly. I don't have anything in front of me. So I just like, I just had to think.
I mean, hey, that makes for more interesting content.
I guess. But I like to be prepared. I like to be prepared when I do these things. Give me a second. I just gotta think. So let me see. We were talking. I remember I was talking to my mom and my sister and my brother when he was here, and we were talking about like same-sex couples having kids.
Oh yes,
right?
That's a big issue.
Yeah, because I don't care. Me and my brother, we have the views like, when a guy when a man and a woman have kids, it can be the same thing like as a man and a man having kids, a woman having kids, because one can go, the other leave, and all like family drama always happens, right? Yeah. So like if a gay couple wants to have kids, like good for them, whatever, But one of the things that I personally do not like is like I starting to see these people that have kids, right? Let's say, for example, woman, like a lesbian woman, and they want to impose their views to their kids, telling them that they should embrace it, even though like they don't, like they're 5 years old, 6 years old, like they don't know anything about that, Because for example, you said you were in 7th grade when you told yourself that you were gay, right?
I was in 7th grade when I first came out.
Exactly.
I knew that I was when I was maybe 4th grade. Exactly.
But a kid that doesn't know, that might be straight even, right? But he just doesn't know anything about that. And their parents come and they bring all of this stuff to them and tell them they should be this way. Like that's what I don't like. That's the only thing I don't like about the same like gay couples having kids.
Yeah.
But I don't see that a lot. But when I see it, it's just like, I wish you wouldn't be doing this, because it's a kid. You're not supposed to tell them that. You're supposed to raise them, and when they grow older and understand what it is that you're talking about, they decide for themselves.
So then let me ask you this: what about the talk?
What do you mean the talk?
What makes you feel, the sex talk?
Yes.
When you have to tell your kids about whatever.
Yes.
I mean, what's your opinion on that then? What do you think is too early or too late of an age, or should we just not do it at all? Because I'm going to speak from experience. Yeah. I actually didn't have the sex talk. Yeah. I found everything out on my own because of the internet. Wonderful internet, right?
Yeah.
My parents were too pussy shit to tell me anything. Sorry for... Yeah, I'm not missing words. My father was too pussy shit to tell me anything. And I think at that point, they kind of already knew that I was, like, not straight.
Yeah.
What my dad did was he had my mom's brother-in-law during a time that we were at the park all together, hanging out for, like, a family day, pull me aside and try to talk to me about it. And I said, okay. Like, I knew everything already.
Yeah. So when I had a sex talk, I was in high school. I was here. I wasn't even in DR. I was already here, so I was a teenager when I had a sex talk. And I was like, I knew everything about... I didn't know it, but I knew, like, the basics of sex because of porn and the internet,
of
right?
Course.
But when my mom gave me the sex talk, it was more like, be careful. Sex is like this and this. It's beautiful. You gotta have it with the person that you love. Blah blah blah. Like that was the talk that I got, and condoms. Right.
Of course.
That was the talk that I had. But like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean with the sex talk? Like, what are you trying to say?
Because some people might say, "Oh, sex is such a sensitive topic. I won't ever bring this up with my kids."
That's the thing I don't like about Americans because sex is. I don't think sex. It's a sensitive topic.
So then, let me ask you this: Why is same-sex couples
a
sensitive topic for kids?
I don't think it's sensitive. I just think that throwing them your own views and try to tell them to be this way, it's wrong.
I don't think I've ever seen someone who told them to be this way. What I've seen a lot of is
because it's like the same like you see on TV like mothers that try to have the girls have what they didn't have, like be the queen, blah blah, dress them how they wanted it. It's like the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's like you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? If they want to do that for themselves, that's fine, and then you help them out. But not be like, here, do this, and this is how you gotta do it, and this is blah blah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's different.
That's what I'm talking about. So
now I understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because like to me, sex is like here in the States, it's just like such a taboo.
Oh, it is.
Right, and
I can tell you from experience too, because as someone who used to live in Japan, who still talks to Japanese people and everything, it's like they make Asians seem so like skittish about that kind of stuff too. Yeah. We're really not. If you get a group of girls, me and my homegirls, we've been talking shit like that all the time.
Yeah, even in DR too. Like in DR, they give us sex education class since what is it, like 5th grade? I think it is.
I didn't get
4th or 5th grade.
Until 8th grade actually in the States.
Yeah. So like I
was already 14.
Because like I see that they have like when Netflix started doing like sets on the shows, it's like okay, like I see any European movie, any European TV shows, they've been doing that since like they started doing TV and movies, you know, because like why do you treat something that's natural as sex as a taboo? Because like then this is why you have like so many teenagers having kids, because you don't teach them, and then when they find out on themselves, they already have a kid or two. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that.
That's a big part of me growing up, because I had to find out all of this on my own for the most part, especially because the U.S. education system, when it comes to sex ed, offers zero assistance to people who may or may not engage in same-sex sex, like lesbian or gay sex or whatever. It's not spoken about. Yeah. So I had to go out on my own and find resources when I was 12, 13 years old, and found out like the whole the history, and then also the risk of catching HIV. Yeah. Which is like still kind of a thing in the gay community. I mean, we have medication now, which is very good. We have medication that treats HIV. And nowadays, I think it came out, 2017, I want to say? PrEP is a thing that is preventative. you take the pill before you have sex for an extended period of time, and it's supposed to help prevent you from catching
No way.
HIV. Obviously, you should be using a condom along
I
with
mean,
it.
yeah, obviously, but that's like,
But
wow.
yeah, we have It's adapted from the same like medication that they give to treat HIV. That now they found out that it can help prevent it from even happening. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I didn't even know about that.
And we had to do this all on our own.
Yeah. Exactly, because like...
And I still bet you that sex ed is not going to talk about this kind of stuff.
It is.
In the US.
Dude, it is. It is not. At least in the US it's not going to. Because like you say, in Asia they're probably doing that already. And in the... I don't even know if Latin America they would talk about that.
I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like it's also a taboo in Latin America.
Yeah, at least when it comes to like stem sets.
Yeah.
It is a taboo. Just because... Like, in Latin American, it's just so...
So this is just my perspective. I feel like Latin America is a very sexualized culture.
Yes.
Like, sex and being sexy and all this stuff. It's so ingrained in the culture, in both men and women. Yeah. Both.
But you know what? I think, like, maybe, like, with my generation, at least, like, we're more open. Like, in Latin America, we're more open because, like I said, the media that we grow up with, it's always been open to that kind of stuff because we grew up with French television, with Asian television, and novellas. Like, there's nothing more sexualized than novellas.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So my generation, they might be open, but like the generation, even before my mom's, it's like close up. You know what I'm saying?
The thing I'll say about that is, I think that they were very sexualized. I don't think they would admit to it because of their beliefs and their morals.
Dude.
I don't think that, because my mother is like that. She won't admit to it until me and my sister egg her on, say, oh, how were you like when you were our age and all this stuff, where we get her to tell us stories.
Yeah.
And it's so ingrained in Latin culture, at least in my perspective, with the kind of dances that we have, like merengue and bachata. Like, how do you see these people all up on each other, you know, filling up on each other and all this stuff? Like, you can't deny that we're sexualized. Yeah, it's in the culture.
Yeah.
But because of, you know, the presence of Christianity, Catholicism in Latin America.
I blame the church for everything, man. Fuck the church. Seriously. No offense, Sean, because I know you go to church.
There's nothing wrong with being a Christian, but if you take it too far,
man, you
might need some therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh my God. I have family that are so involved in the church, and I don't know, like, even like some of my mom's cousins, like, they go there pro-Trump, and I'm just like, why? And then my mom tells me, oh, because Trump is for the church, and they watch it. I was like, oh my God, it's so stupid, man. Because, like, so the church is backing up Trump, and Trump brings back to the church. So now every person that's in the church, doesn't matter what type of church, if it's Catholic, Christian, whatever other church, I don't even know. Now they go for Trump. It's like, that doesn't make sense.
Nope. And that's exactly what happened with my aunt and uncle on my mom's side, the ones that you met at Bergen, is that, I don't know, I don't even know when it happened, because it just kind of hit me all at once. They all converted into born-again Christians.
Okay.
Like, Pentecostal.
Oh, Pentecostal, okay.
So, they are also Trump supporters.
Of course.
And the funny thing is that, you know, I'm very into politics now because of how much of a risk the modern Republican Party and Trump's administration has been to people like me. And when I say that, I mean not just being LGBTQ, but also being not white.
Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah. Trump talks about the church a lot and says that he supports it, but he's done nothing to help them.
Nothing. He's done nothing.
That's why I don't understand all talk and no action. So I really don't understand why the churches back him up. I guess it's for publicity or good light or whatever.
I don't know.
But he physically hasn't done anything to help anybody that he said that he supports.
Yeah. The only thing he did was just take that picture with the Bible. Remember that picture? Dude, I was so mad.
That was so... And you know the story behind it, right? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, because
it was a Black Lives Matter protest.
Yeah, it was a protest. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Clear them out just for that photo.
Just for that photo. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Unbelievable. When your own leader of the country doesn't listen to what the people have to say, that's when you know things are bad.
This is the people you guys selected, because I didn't. I couldn't vote. I couldn't vote.
Yeah.
This time I voted. I became a citizen, but last time I didn't vote. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would have voted for him. Not because I wanted him to win, but because I fucking hate Hillary. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Trump or the devil.
My thing was, as much as I didn't really like Hillary Clinton, Trump laid it out what he stood for and what he stood against.
Yeah.
And that was everything that needed to convince me, like, I don't like Hillary, but I need to get her into office if I don't want Trump to happen.
Yeah.
That was kind of my mentality. I'm with you. Like, I don't really like Hillary Trump.
That was my mentality, but with Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Hillary... you would rather anybody but Hillary.
Anybody but... And it's not because I don't want a woman being the president. I just don't want her.
Her specifically.
I just don't want her specifically.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's why and the fact that the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, that they screwed over Bernie twice, that election and this election,
one, yeah.
They really just don't want to listen to the people.
No.
And they're pandering to see if they can get some of the people on the Republican side to move left with these people who are like middle of the, like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Like, I know that he said, I never said I was against fracking. Bitch, you should be against fracking. You're ruining Native American lands by going in there and trying to take oil from there without their permission. Again, then, forcibly. And second of all, it's ruining the planet.
Yeah.
We have all the signs to back up that global warming and climate change is happening, and a good chunk of the reason is because you're releasing all this old shit from thousands of years ago, this oil that's buried there, into our air now. Like, yeah. I don't get why they won't listen to science either. That's another thing, but
yeah. Because so let me tell you this: when it comes to your politics, where do you stand? Because me, when it comes to my politics, I'm in the middle.
I won't say that I'm far left, but I'm left, and I listen to everyone's words. Because as soon as I hear something slip, that's a defining moment of whether I'm going to support this person in the party or not.
Yeah. Because
Biden has said a lot of shit that I don't like.
Yeah.
And the only reason I voted for him is to get Trump out of office. But
Same.
if there was another...
Same.
If, I would have rather had a different Democratic candidate. Yeah. I would have rather had Bernie Sanders. My mom's a big supporter of Andrew Yang. He dropped out really early in the race. I would have supported him.
Him. Yeah. I wanted to support him too, because he has some pretty great ideas that I think he could have been able to accomplish.
Even as much controversy as she caused with her fucking DNA results, but Elizabeth Warren, I would have supported her too.
Oh, yeah.
I would have supported her too.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones I'm not so... Like, Beto O'Rourke is too aggressive. I don't like him. Who else was running? Pete Buttigieg, I don't really trust him. He's a gay and I don't trust him, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Amy Klobuchar, she has a bad track record. Kamala Harris, I also don't trust. Really? I don't trust her at all because of the shit that she pulled when she was Attorney General in California.
Man, I don't trust anybody from California.
It's really hard for me to trust a lot of them. Bernie was a good one.
Bernie's from Cali? He's not from Cali.
No, Bernie is from Vermont.
Yeah, from Vermont, yeah.
He's one that I trust.
Yeah, but anybody...
And they screwed him over.
Yeah, they screwed twice, yeah.
Twice.
But I don't trust anybody from California.
So I'm hoping in the generations to come, who I'm banking on, let's say 2026, 2028 elections.
Yeah.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She's gonna run?
I'm saying if she chooses to, I'm supporting her all the way.
Oh yeah, me too, definitely. Give me a second, let me just get all this before. Yeah. Because last time, sparkling water.
Sparkling, yes.
Because last time we had alcohol, but first off, my mother's here, so I don't want her to kill me seeing all that alcohol. And second of all, I'm not really an alcoholic, so this time we're just gonna...
social drinker. I would say that I used to be borderline alcoholic. And
no,
sometimes
I am a social drinker. For the
most part, yeah.
I am a social drinking. I like my alcohol, but I am not like my sister that just sits down on the backyard, relaxes, and have a drink. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. I need to have somebody with me to be able to drink. If I don't have anybody, I don't know how to drink.
I will say I do enjoy getting tipsy from here and there. Literally, I think it was this weekend that my sister was off for 2 days of work and my semester at Montclair just finished. So we said, drinks, and I was 4 shots into some Pink Whitney and I was going crazy.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
We even got my mother a little bit tipsy too because she's such a lightweight. She's who I get it from, and she was 2 shots in and already doing the truffle shuffle from the Goonies.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It was great.
That's so funny. I tell you, I like my alcohol. And have I ever told you when I got drunk?
Mm-hmm.
That was the only time, like, the first time I ever got drunk, the last time I ever got drunk, and I hated it. That's why I don't do weed.
Right.
Because I like to have control of my body. If I do not have control of my body, I do not trust whatever it is I put on there. You know what I'm saying?
That was me when I first started with weed.
Yeah.
I think I've built up enough of a resistance and a muscle memory that I know what can happen now, so I'm very comfortable. It does take time.
Yeah,
because the same thing with alcohol.
Yeah,
when you for the first time, you're not gonna know how it is.
Yeah, but the thing with weed is I tried weed before in Pennsylvania with some of my friends, and honestly, I didn't feel anything. I smoked a joint.
That's what happened with my.
I smoked 2 joints. Nothing happened. Then I went to California, and when I went, in California was already legal. I went to a store, I got the gummy bears, nothing. It was like, okay, whatever. But I don't want to get to the point where I'm gonna smoke a lot just to feel something, you know? Because like I said, I do not. I like to be in control.
That's like my sister. My sister smokes so much. Her and her best friend just go at it.
Them. Oh my god, dude.
They are wild with it.
I commend them, because their resistance level has to be like up the roof.
Oh yes.
Like they had to like they're small and skinny. Like you see your pinky, and they're skinnier than that. And those 2 girls together can blow like $400 a week, and they still be fine. I do not understand that.
They built the resistance up to it.
Jesus Christ.
I could never do that. I smoke very leisurely. I smoke a little bit and it gets me a long way because my resistance is still kind of low, so I get high off of like the smallest bit.
No.
And I save my money because I'm nursing the weed. They blow it all in like days.
Yeah, they blow it all anywhere. They just blow it all. I haven't seen them. How are they?
They're good. They're working. They've been working throughout this whole pandemic.
Yeah, I saw a picture. What, do they wear a uniform like green?
The blue top and the khaki.
Yeah, because I saw them in like on the Snapchat. And I was like, they had to be at work or something, because like they're wearing the same thing.
That's the uniform. They work at a spa up in Ridgewood. I mean Edgewater. The one by Mitsuwa. Sojo, yeah.
How is that? I want to go there so bad.
It's, according to them, it's very nice. They actually took my mother there on guest passes for her birthday, and my mother loved it. So.
How much how expensive is it?
Oh my god, with coupons just to get in, I think it's like $58, but it's usually like over $100.
That's not bad.
It's expensive for a lot of people, but if you have the money,
it is expensive. But I've seen places where it's like off the roof.
Well, the thing is that you have to pay for admission, and then you also have to pay to use certain facilities inside, so that'll up the charge.
Oh,
and you have to pay for food if you're going to eat food there and all this stuff, because they have a kitchen for the guests.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a regular American spa. It's a Korean style spa.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like a sommelier, because it's by Mitsuwa. And the name is also like Asian sounding name.
The owner is Korean. My sister's met him a few times already. He's the pinnacle of like Asian businessmen. Like if you could imagine like a Japanese businessman always wearing a suit and tie.
Really?
With the hair slicked back and everything. That's the owner of Sojo. Yeah.
That's dope. You know, they opened up this chicken place. It's like barbecue. It's like Korean style, and it's burgers. They're so good. It's in Fort Lee.
Ooh.
I don't remember the name. We had to go there. I went with my friend, cause she just got her bachelor's. So I was like, yeah, we can go there and celebrate. Dude, it was so good, and it was so spicy.
That's interesting. I feel like I want to try it now.
Yeah. It's like chicken burger. I don't remember the name. All I know is that it's Korean owned.
Yeah.
All I know is Korean owned, and that's it.
I want to look that up.
Yeah, because she found it on Instagram.
One of the places that I tried that opened up in Lodi on the highway, Bonchon Chicken. It was by where the National Wholesale Liquidators used to be. And I convinced my dad to order it. So we got a box of plain and a box of the spicy soy garlic. No, I think it was not spicy soy garlic. It was regular soy garlic.
It was soy garlic, and then they had like the hot one.
Yeah, so I had the regular soy garlic, and we got a box of the plain chicken. The plain chicken just tasted like unseasoned ass chicken tenders that you could buy
Yeah.
at the supermarket.
Anywhere, you can buy anywhere.
But the soy garlic honestly wasn't that bad. I know a lot of Korean people who love bonchon chicken because that's a Korean brand from Korea.
I told Sean the other a long time because my mom loves bonchon. She like I don't know how she found it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was that one, the one in Lodi, and she's like, Mario, I have found my favorite chicken. So I go there, and it's expensive too. It's a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's a little bit.
It's a little more expensive than your regular chicken place, and she loves it. And I told Sean like a couple of months ago when we first started eating it. I was like, man, I got this like Korean chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like really spicy, and I wasn't expecting it to be spicy because I tried the chicken like the food from Torowa, and this spice was different because like he just hit me, I was coughing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like where you get it from? It's like it's called like bonchon or something. It's like my man bonchon.
Chicken, yeah, that's like Korea's number 1 chicken brand.
Indeed.
In Korea, people order bonchon all the time.
Also, that's also in Korea. I thought it was. I think I hear it. That was only here.
No, that originally was a Korean brand in Korea. They opened a few up in the United States now.
Oh, that's nice.
A
Yeah,
lot
but
of-
that's the second one though.
Yeah, there's more.
Because they have one in Foley.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Like when Koreans know that there's a big community of Korean people outside of the country, they'll go open up their own businesses, the same brands that they have over there over here. Same thing with Japanese people. The one that's next to Mitsuwa isn't the only one, but you've seen Shiseido. This is the makeup store, the Japanese makeup store.
Oh
on the
yeah,
side.
I've seen it.
There's a million Shiseidos in every single Asian town that we have in New Jersey. Fort Lee has like 2 of them. There's the one in Mitsuwa. There's another one, I think, in Ridge.
I like
Ridgewood
that
Park.
dollar store that opened next to
Daiso, yeah.
Yeah, Daiso. That place is cool.
That is the first one that we've gotten. And my mother has been praying for a Daiso to come to the United States.
Really?
My mother's not Japanese, but she's seen all the reviews online and all of the different things that you can get at Daiso. I went there. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed.
Really?
I went in
They
there.
have so much stuff.
They do. Here's the thing, though. 80% of the stuff that they have in there is the same kind of things that you can find at Dollar Tree and at Five Below.
That's true.
Even if it's Japanese brand, but I will say that Japanese things are made better.
I mean, most of the stuff that you find in Dollar Tree and they get it from China.
Yeah, exactly.
They get it from, all that stuff is from
90%
China.
of the goods that you buy in America are made in China,
Yeah.
and they're really bad quality. Daiso at least has made in Japan products.
Mm-hmm.
They are so good. So good.
So what is it that you wanted them to have that they don't have?
Definitely more snacks. The ones in Japan have a lot more variety of like things to eat that you can buy there.
No, but that's like 7-Eleven. Have you seen
Yeah.
the 7-Eleven in Japan?
Oh, of course.
Dude, that
Mm.
thing is amazing.
I have friends over there right now, 6 streamer friends
Yeah.
that I stream with on Twitch, who are living over there right now. They're American, they're living over there.
Yeah.
One of the best things that you can get at 7-Eleven in Japan that 7-Eleven in the US would never have is alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah.
They get those, I don't know if you've seen the Strong Zero. It's the Chuhai in a can. It has the lemon on it.
Oh
it's a
yeah,
tall
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Strongest liquor that you can buy that's like not like straight liquor like vodka or something. It's a mixed drink. It's a little fizzy thing in a can. Yo, one of those could get you easily tipsy. 2 of those could get you fucked up.
They drink it on the street too.
You have to. You're not allowed to in Japan you're not allowed to like walk and eat or walk and drink. If you're gonna do that, you have to be like right next to a garbage can. You can get a fine for littering. And for
Oh
like,
well, yeah, for littering.
but
yeah.
that's the thing is that if you walk while you're eating, you're more inclined to
Inclined
just
to
kind of
litter.
toss things,
Yeah.
and you're not supposed to. Also, recycling is a lot more complicated over there than it is over here.
Yeah, like they actually, I feel like they got recycling down.
You
'Cause
separate literally everything.
Yeah, because here it's like, oh, just put all the plastic with the plastic, and then what's desechable with like everything that's garbage, just put it together. But in Japan, it's like every plastic goes to a specific
yeah.
one. So let me ask you this, going back to the topic,
Mm-hmm.
just to answer that. What do you think it's like the difference between when it comes to the LGBTQ community in Asia, not just Japan, or just in
Asia
in
as a
Asia,
whole?
Southeast Asia, and America?
I'd like to say as a whole, like as a community, the LGBTQ community in the West, like US, UK, these Western countries, are a lot more, I don't want to say a lot more proud, they're stronger and they're more vocal. But also, I also think it's because they can be.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I know in Japan and Korea, there's no anti-discrimination laws. Companies will and can discriminate you if you come out of the closet and if it's known that you are LGBTQ. I know
Really?
people have lost jobs over it, yeah.
I thought in those countries it would be more. Well, not more, but it would be like a regular thing.
In certain
To see.
situations, yes, but in certain situations, no. And it also depends on where you are.
So what would be those situations? What
So, like-
situations would be those?
So, like employment, because in Asia, we take employment very seriously. If you're an employee, you're representing the whole company. And if you're not professional enough and you're not making the company look its best, they're not going to want to keep you around. And some people might think that, coming out is taking attention away from your work at the company, but it's putting attention on you yourself personally, and they don't like that as a good thing. So they could let you go for that. Also, there is like bullying that happens a lot in Japan and in Korea.
With the LGBT?
Mm-hmm.
Because
and it's not just something that happens in school. Like
Mhm.
even in adulthood, people are kind of ruthless sometimes.
yeah, because in China, I was looking at this YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name, but it was about women protesting for being lesbians, gay.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's just because in China will be like a different subject, a
Mhm.
different like sensitive with that type of subject that it will be like in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But from what you're telling me, it's basically the same thing.
China's even more complicated only because it's ruled by the Chinese Communist Party. Their values are very different from the rest of Asia, but China's even worse because they censor gay media a lot.
They censor everything, man. You
There
can
was
even
a-
use Facebook.
There was a director from China who put out a Chinese show based on like gay high schoolers. Within like 2 or 3 episodes after it aired, the government pulled the plug. They said you can't show this on TV.
Damn.
And in spite, the director uploaded all of the episodes for free on YouTube.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but can they use YouTube?
So legally, internet blocks it, but there's this wonderful invention called a VPN. A virtual
Oh,
private network.
yeah.
Everybody in China uses it, I can tell you. No one is really in the dark in China. The government bans this stuff, but especially people our age, everybody uses VPNs in China.
I need to get a VPN.
How else would I talk to so many people on these dating apps who are from China, like China.
Are you serious?
And they have to use VPNs because they can't get Grindr, they can't get Facebook, they can't get any of this stuff over there.
Dude, that's dope. Man, I need to.
I mean, not
need to
everybody
get a VPN.
does it.
I mean,
But, if you're
I-
smart.
I need to get me one of those.
Yeah.
I just want one to watch my shows. Just to watch my shows. Like, I've been trying to get so many shows that I cannot find in this country.
That's the same reason why I wish I didn't. I used to be a triple citizen, actually. I actually did also have Korean citizenship. But
Yeah?
you're not allowed to have Korean citizenship and Japanese citizenship at the same time because of the history.
But not a lot of countries let you do that.
Yeah.
Because not even the States let you do that.
So somehow the Korean government found out that I was both a Japanese and a Korean citizen, and they said, you have to choose. Are you Korean or are you Japanese? And I said, fuck Korea. Like, I'm sticking over here. Well, because my thing is, I don't live there legally. I'm
Yeah.
in the United States. I only visit Korea maybe once every 3 years to
Mhm.
see my aunt and uncle who live over there. What's the use in me keeping that if I go to Japan more often than I do Korea? What's the use? So I got rid of it, but that also means I don't have a Korean social security number. And to play a lot of online games on the Korean servers, you need your Korean social security number actually to log in.
Seriously?
You do, yeah.
So a VPN wouldn't be useful.
Unless the game doesn't require a Korean social security number, yeah, no, I can't do it.
That's dumb.
So I have to wait like 3 years until they released the game in the United States.
Are you serious? No, I only want a VPN for my shows because there's 2 shows in a specific
Mm-hmm.
that I want to get. Amazon has one of them, but it's in English.
Mm-hmm.
But if you connect to the Mexico Amazon, it's in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing on Tubi. You know Tubi?
Tubi, yeah.
There's this show it's called Shaman King.
Oh, the anime.
I fucking love
Mhm,
Shaman
I used to
King.
watch it as a kid. Mm-hmm.
And I joined this Facebook community
Mhm.
of Shaman King
Mm-hmm.
because I never met anybody that watches it. I was like, that's what Spikes was for.
It wasn't
Let's
a
see.
popular show.
But in Latin America, it was.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Facebook group is in Spanish.
Mhm.
I couldn't find anything in English. So I was like, let's just join the Spanish one and let's practice my Spanish because I haven't used Spanish only in my house. And I joined, and this guy's like, oh, just so you know, guys, Tubi has Shaman King in Spanish. I'm like, you are the fucking queen, bro. I went to Tubi, right? And I put Shaman King. Oh, it's not available. It's not. That was nowhere to be found.
Mhm.
And then I go to the post. I was like, so update. Shaman King is not on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yes, it is. What are you talking about? It's like, and then I showed them a picture. It's like, and then they showed me a picture with it. It's like, okay, what country are you from?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, I'm from Mexico. I was like, fuck, that's probably why.
That's
Because
how
I'm
you
in
knew,
the States and they don't even have it. They don't even have it in English.
That's the same thing with Hulu and Netflix and any of these streaming
Yeah.
services. They offer different shows depending on what country you're
Yeah, because Amazon has Get Backers, and I fucking love Get Backers.
Oh.
I fucking love Get Backers.
Yeah. Mhm.
And they have it in English, but in Latin America they have it in Spanish. And I don't like English dubs. I like Latin American dubs. And I have
Well,
not
that's
been
what
able
you
to.
grew up with.
Yeah.
So we're used to that.
But not only that, just the Spanish dub is so much better. Because it's like in Japan, they go to school to train for dubbing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually good.
It's good, yeah.
It's good. But it's just I don't like. I just don't
You
like
don't
the
like
English
the
stuff. I don't like the English stuff, and it's just so hard because I used to watch it on YouTube. YouTube
Mhm.
have all the episodes of Shaman King and Get Backers, and then and Shaman King I watch it every year, once a year I watch it every
Mhm.
year, and then this year I was like, okay, there was one episode that didn't have. I was like, okay, so that's not an important episode. Let's go to the next one, and then like the last 10 episodes is not on YouTube. I'm like, fuck. Like in total, YouTube only has now maybe like 40 episodes of the show, and it's like 64.
Mhm.
So I'm missing like a 1/3. And then that's why I joined the group. I was like, I need a VPN. I just don't know how to use it.
You can find them easily online.
Yeah.
There's one that is a Chrome extension for Google Chrome
Really?
that you enable it and then you just set what area you're in, and then you can just access all the stuff from that country.
Dude, I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna tell you to come back and help me out on selling it up because I suck when it comes to
Oh, I
technology.
can do that. Yeah, it's so easy.
I suck when it
It's
comes
so
to
easy.
technology, man. Nah. But anyways, we are gonna leave it here. Is there anything that you want to promote?
Follow me on Twitch, guys. I've been streaming so much more often, especially now that my semester's over. I have so much more time. We don't go back to school until February 3rd. So I have 2 months to catch up. I'm affiliate now, so please also subscribe to my channel if you have the money to do so.
If that's something that you like to watch.
Yeah, I do a lot of fighting game content, but I also play other games. I play a lot of Sonic games and first-person shooters and stuff like that. I play anything.
Okay, I'll leave her information down. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Immigrant Experience. I'll see you the next time.